All of this is going to sound pretty mean, but let me preface this by saying that this girl, Angel, thought she was God's gift. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Like, she'd literally introduce herself by saying, "My name is Angel because I'm a gift from heaven." And she'd say it with a smile that was so fake and sickly sweet that you could taste your teeth rotting just looking at it. All her mannerisms were stolen from Disney movies, like how she'd talk in this high-pitched little girl voice that she thought made her seem so cute. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be nice to people like that, but it was so hard to tolerate her. So we messed with her. And it wasn't because she was in a wheelchair. I just want to make that clear. I don't have a problem with people in wheelchairs, just Angel. I mean, you'd feel the same way if you knew her. Honestly, everyone did. She literally didn't know where babies come from. Like, one time my friends were joking about having Nick Jonas's babies, and Angel was like, "How would you make the baby his?" And we had to literally explain to her where babies come from and ask where she thought they came from. And she said, in a quote, "When a mommy makes a very special wish and gives it a special kiss and sends it to God, God cuts a piece of heaven in the shape of a baby and wraps it in the wish and sends it back to the mommy to grow up and be loved and kept safe on the earth forever." This was, by far, the stupidest thing I ever heard in my entire life. So of course I responded by telling her her mommy was lying to her, and most likely because she was a whore. This made everyone at lunch laugh really hard because her mom, Mrs. CJ, was the school's frumpiest old cat lady, and she literally had those 80s Coke bottle glasses like that guy from Trailer Park Boys. And the idea of her getting sexed up for dollar bills was enough to make you piss yourself laughing. Angel started crying and doing that annoying pouty thing. Frankly, I doubt she even knew what a whore was. Just that it was bad. I think she wanted to storm off, but it's just not like she could go very far, which I pointed out as well to uproarious laughter. Again, I don't have an issue with people in wheelchairs. It was just really easy to mess with her. But this was the incident that for some reason made everyone think of me as the designated Angel Watchman. Like, anytime Angel did anything weird and cringy, everyone would look at me like they were Jim from The Office and I was the camera. And then if I didn't say something funny about it, they'd get all disappointed. When I did say something funny, it became the new Angel thing of the week that everyone would be saying in the halls between classes. And I'd feel like a genius. Did it go too far sometimes? Sure. But that's not my fault. All Angel had to do was act like a normal person for once, and it all would have stopped. Angel was homeschooled her whole life until 7th grade, which is probably why she was so weird. I want to be clear, she wasn't like mentally disabled or anything like that. That would make me look pretty bad. No, she was just weird. She was always singing by herself, pop songs, Disney princess songs, sometimes songs in like Japanese from anime. And she was convinced that she had the best voice in the class and flaunted it all the time. Like she thought we were going to be impressed. She wore these huge, ugly cat sweaters with glitter and frills every single day. And anytime we watched a movie in class, she'd laugh this awful, snickering, long laugh at any joke, and then bawl her goddamn eyes out if there was even a little bit of a sad part. It was so annoying. She refused to do anything outside of her comfort zone. No scary stories, no new foods, no games she'd never played before. She turned her nose up at anything unfamiliar. So let me be clear. Angel deserved most of what we did to her. But she didn't deserve what I did that last day. Before I met Angel, I thought Miss CJ was okay. After, though, I realized she was batshit, right? She only let Angel come to our school for 7th grade because she knew she'd be Angel's homeroom teacher and that she'd be able to flit in and coddle her throughout the day. Miss CJ was Angel's constant guardian, which should be humiliating for anyone who has shame, but Angel loved the attention. She'd beg Miss CJ to stay with her longer every time she popped in during class, And that sucked, because I couldn't say shit about anything cringe Angel did when Miss CJ was around, so I missed a lot of really good opportunities to mess with her. Miss CJ always sat with her daughter at lunch, which was honestly bad parenting because there was no way Angel would ever be able to make friends like that. Miss CJ never let Angel join the rest of us for recess, or for field trips. Once during a group project in French class, as a joke, I invited Angel to a made-up party in the woods. And Angel replied by saying, "I can't go if it's in the woods, silly. My mom doesn't let me outside." She said this like it was the most normal thing in the world for her. So I asked some clarifying questions. She explained in her girly sing-song voice that she's never allowed to be outside for more than a few seconds at a time, and only when her mommy is there to hold her hand. "Mommy doesn't want me to get lost," she said. "It's not like you can run away," I joked. "I can run," Angel replied, pouting. "Look." She kicked her legs slightly. I heard the clank of chains. That was the first time I ever noticed that Angel was shackled around her ankles. "I run all the time at home," Angel bragged. "I run all over all the rooms. I wish I could run here too, but it's too dangerous. The windows," she added, like that would clarify it. I was baffled, so she didn't need the wheelchair. Why are you chained? Are you like under house arrest or something?" I asked. "No, my mommy just doesn't want me to get lost. She's the only one with the key." "Your mommy sounds like a psycho. You should call the cops," I replied. The French teacher overheard her crying, and she got me sent to the principal office again. But I swear that this time I wasn't being smart or anything. I was genuinely freaked out for her. I told my friends, who all agreed with me, that it was weird, but I guess I hadn't been the first one to notice the chains. The others who had assumed it was because Angel was prone to fits or something. That made sense for Angel, but it still made me feel weird and it didn't sit right. My mommy doesn't want me to get lost. I started to feel sorry for her. She was still weird and annoying. But she was weird and annoying because her mom was out of her mind and wouldn't let her be a normal kid. How was she supposed to learn to be normal if she couldn't even go outside, for God's sake? I still messed with Angel when she did weird stuff like quote anime characters in class and bring stuffed animals to school. But if it was ever just her and me, I was nice to her and asked her stuff about her life. Her favorite movie was The Little Mermaid. No, she had never been to summer camp. Her favorite time of the week was church. She disliked onions and wanted to be a vegetarian, except that her mom was very insistent about her getting enough protein in her diet. She loved those warrior cat books and wanted to be a veterinarian someday. She didn't have a dad. Miss CJ took the shackles off her ankles only once they were inside their house and all the doors and windows were closed and locked. That was also when Miss CJ took the locked metal bar off her chair so she could get up. The bar went over her waist and prevented her from standing. She wore those big ugly cat sweaters every day so we wouldn't see it. Her mom didn't want people to know about her special condition, which, as far as I could tell, was all made up. Anytime I asked her about her condition, she'd just say some stuff about being a very special heaven baby or whatever. "Do you ever think about running away?" I asked finally. "Why don't you just leave?" She looked shocked. "Of course not," she said. "I love my mommy. Where would I even go?" She shuddered visibly. The shudder pissed me off. I blew up at her and called her a whiny, scaredy baby until she cried, and I got sent to the principal again. She didn't even want to be normal. That's what pissed me off the most. It was springtime, and the snow was finally mostly gone. I'd been in Mr. Bevan's science class before, so I knew what to expect that day. First real nice day of spring was always a class outside day. We'd go out and look at moss and leaf buds and stuff, and he'd talk about natural changes during the season. It was all a big excuse for us to get outside. No one liked it more than Mr. Bevans himself. He was so excited to announce that we were taking class outside. He didn't even notice Angel's face go stark white as he led the rest of the class out the doors. I can't, she stuttered, but I interrupted her. It's the most beautiful day in months, I said. It's a perfect day. You'll love it. I'm not allowed, she whispered, embarrassed. You want to be a baby forever? I said. Come on. You've never broken a single rule in your life. Live a little. After a long moment, Angel nodded. She followed me out the back doors of the school onto the sidewalk. I walked next to her for a while. She looked scared, but also fascinated by the dripping icicles from the roof gutter above us, and the ice-blue sky above, and the rows of black trees stretching up into the air. It's cold, she said. Yeah, that happens when you're outside for more than a few seconds. I think I like the cold. We caught up to the rest of the science class and listened to Mr. Bevans talk about leaves and crap. Angel oscillated between this vibrating excitement and a frightened, haunted look, like her mom was going to show up at any second and punish her for disobeying and doing one normal thing in her life. Angel touched the trees reverently. My friends made fun of her for fondling the foliage. I didn't join in this time. I had bigger things planned. When we broke off into groups of 2, I went with Angel. My friends knew I was up to something great then, so they followed us, chuckling eagerly. I grinned back at them when Angel wasn't looking. We were supposed to identify different types of trees in the woods behind the school. I helped push Angel's chair up the hill. It was insanely heavy. The wheels snagged on the muddy grass, but it didn't matter. It's not like she actually needed the thing. What are you doing? Angel asked with rising terror as I leaned over her and produced the key. Everyone knew Mr. Bevans always had class outside the first nice day of spring. It was really easy to slip the key from Miss CJ's lanyard when she always left it out on her desk during homeroom. It was the one with little white wings on the chain. I'm setting you free, I said. I unlocked the shackles around her feet first, then the bar around her waist. She screamed at me to stop the entire time, but I knew I was doing the right thing. Someone had to teach her to be independent. Someone had to throw her out of her comfort zone. And that's what I did. I set Angel free. Angel rose from the chair. And rose. And rose. Her shoes went over her head. She kicked her legs wildly as they drifted rapidly upwards. Angel shrieked and tried to grab onto the top of the chair, the handles, even trying to clutch a handful of my hair, desperate to stay anchored to the ground, but it was too late. She was already 6 feet in the air. Then 12. Then 30. I couldn't do anything other than to watch in shock as Angel shot up into the sky like a helium balloon. She twisted and clawed in the open air. It happened in seconds. 1 second, we were watching Angel make frantic grabbing motions at the ground, howling with terror, and the next second, all we could see of her was the glint of the sunlight on her glittery pink cat sweater as she disappeared up into the vast emptiness above. When Mr. Bevans came to see what was the matter, all any of us could do was to point up. But by then, she was just a pinprick against the deep, endless blue sky. And then there was nothing. Hey there kids, it's me, Mr. Creepypasta. I just want to say thank you guys for watching tonight's video, listening to tonight's episode of the podcast. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody on this list of Patreons. If you'd like to join this list of names that I frequently mispronounce, you can check the description in the link down below, which I really appreciate because this helps me, one, keep the lights on, and two, helps me pay authors for the stories that you hear on this channel. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody on this list of Patreons. Some of these amazing folks are Diana Kraus, AcidSystem, Blake Rattler, Brandon Mendoza, Brenna Caltuna, ChicagoHitman, CoryxKenshin, CrusaderChocobo, Dakota Best, Daniel Poulsen, Dante Kinkade, Enchanted Buns, Estebean, nephew, himbojerry, Our Minute Second Time, Ingegerd Solstrom, Jay Kearns, Jadis Pet, McMog, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Psychomel, Plant Piz, Red Shadow Cat, Remember the Sun, Salty Surprise, Samara Lynn, Seclude, Simba's Bloody Mojo, Sky Harbor, Smiley the Psychotic, Sully Man, Tolly Sue, Team Leo 76, The Demented Voice in Your Head, The Chavez Brothers, The Ginger Bros, Tommy Walters, Viceroy Scorn, William Wellington, Your Bro Keegan, Zabub, and Shadow Gardens. A huge thank you to you guys, everybody who shows up in the description down below, and honestly, anybody who can pledge even just like $1 a month. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot continue doing this channel without you, and your support means the world to me. And that goes to everybody, not just on Patreon, but honestly just you guys out there who just subscribe, those guys out there who are just listening or putting on the nonstop radio live stream while it's running in their sleep. I appreciate you guys greatly, especially during this kind of rough time for me. Having you guys around, and I mean this wholeheartedly, it is incredible. So, hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. And as always, folks, sweet dreams.